Hey guys, how you going? This is BillyEatWorld again, and I've had a bit of time now to try out all the weapons in BF5, and so I think it's finally time for a top 5. And with that being said, I mean top 5 weapons overall in the game. I'm not going to limit this list by things like classes or weapon categories. Also, just bear in mind before we start that this is my top 5, and I know some of you guys might have a different opinion, which is completely fine. So please, if you've got a different top 5, let me know what your favorite guns are in the comments, and most importantly, sit back and enjoy the video. Alright, so to kick off, coming in at number 5 is the MG42 Medium machine gun for the support class, which might be a bit of a surprise for some of you guys. But I think this clip in particular is a perfect example of why it deserves to make the list, because even though it's a niche weapon, it can honestly do things that no other gun can. Firstly, it's got a ridiculously fast rate of fire, and as you can see, it pretty much melts through anyone you shoot at close to mid-range. And not just that, it can be upgraded to an insane 250 round capacity, which means it can basically single-handedly stop whole squads of enemy players. Now, coming in next at number 4 is the Selbstlader 1906, which is one of the 2-shot kill self-loading rifles for the Recon kit. And as I've said before in previous videos, these guns are almost like easy mode sniping, and personally I think they make bolt actions redundant for any sort of aggressive recon playstyle. On the Selb though, you can equip this really easy to use 2x scope which doesn't generate glint, meaning you can take out long range targets without giving away your position. And not just that, unlike a bolt-action rifle, in CQB it performs kind of like a revolver does, and although it's not the best, it can from time to time beat out automatic weapons. Now, on the other end of the spectrum, coming in at number 3 is the Suomi KP30 submachine gun, which is probably the best close quarters weapon in the game. And I think one of the best things about this gun is that it's the second gun you unlock for the medic kit, which makes ranking up the class early on pretty easy in general. The reason I think it's so good though is because it's got a 770 RPM rate of fire and insanely good hipfire stats, meaning you'll pretty much always have the speed and TTK advantage in CQB. And if this isn't fast enough for you, it can actually be upgraded again to 781 RPM, or if you prefer, you can also give it extended mags instead, increasing its capacity to a massive 50 rounds. Alright, so far we've talked about some pretty niche weapons, but coming in at number 2 is actually one of the best all-round weapons in the game, the KE7, which even though is technically an LMG on the support kit, has stats that are basically in line with an assault rifle, except for a slightly smaller than average capacity. So what's so versatile about it? Well, it's very easy to use, it's very accurate, and when you upgrade its rate of fire to 638 RPM, it's actually on par or better in CQB than most of the ARs are. But not just that, it also deals more max damage than them, it's got a faster muzzle velocity, and it's got a folding bipod, which makes it way more effective at longer ranges as well. Now, just before we get onto the top spot on this list, I just want to give an honourable mention to the Turner SMLE Assault SLR, because this gun is probably my go-to weapon in BF5, even if it isn't strictly the best gun on this list for most people. The reason for this is, firstly, it's like a hybrid between a fast-firing SLR and a high-damage SLR, meaning it's a very good weapon for all sorts of engagements. And even though it can go toe-to-toe with just about any gun in the game, the main reason I'm not going to put it on this list is because it loads with stripper clips, and I know that's just about an almost unforgivable drawback for a lot of players. But finally, coming in at number 1, probably not surprisingly to a lot of you guys, is the M1A1 carbine for the assault kit, which at first I didn't like but has grown on me quite a bit. Because this gun really is the definition of a jack-of-all-trades weapon. It's a fast-firing SLR that can compete with just about anything else in the game. With that being said, for me personally, I don't think it's as good as the Turner in terms of head-to-head gunfights, but the main difference is that it can be upgraded with a 30-round box magazine. And that, along with its ridiculous rate of fire and all of its other stats, means whether you're a noob who can't shoot straight or a pro looking to clean up whole squads, you really can't go past the M1A1. But anyway, guys, that just about wraps up this top 5. So, as I said before, make sure you let me know what you think of this list in the comment section down below. And also make sure if you disagree, let me know what your top 5 is as well, because I'd love to hear from you. Maybe I've completely missed something that you've picked up on. As always, though, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe, and please feel free to check out the links in the description if you want to see any more of these videos. And also, don't forget you can find my Twitter and Discord links down there as well if you want to keep in touch. And as always, until next time, see you later, and have a good one.